My next guest is a professor, a minister, a pop news lover like me, and a New York Times bestselling author. His new book is called Represent: The Unfinished Fight for the Vote. Please welcome Michael Eric Dyson. Now, Michael, I can't believe this. This book right here, Represent, is your 27th book.
Yes, ma'am.
In 31 years, in the last 31 years. 27 books in 31 years. Do you have hobbies, Michael?
First of all,
possible?
It's amazing to be on with you because, you know, I've been loving you forever, right? I do have hobbies. You know, I love watching movies, I love going to concerts, and I love sporting events, you know. And whenever I can catch you out here doing your comedic thing or hosting somewhere, that's what I do. And, you know, and I tell people, take what you do with deadly seriousness, but don't take yourself too seriously at all.
That is it.
And that's the balance.
Now, I want to know, because you are often referred to, because I watch you all the time when you're on television, and you're often referred to as an intellectual.
Right, right.
What is an intellectual? Like, should I be looking for that on my Bumble when I'm swiping right? What is an intellectual? What do y'all do?
When you see them, run. No, well, intellectuals are people who think for a living, you know, and thank God some of us even get paid for thinking, you know, as a scholar. You don't have to be a scholar with a PhD to be an intellectual. Some of the smartest people I've known are people who have no degrees, but they have a deep degree of wisdom and insight and intelligence, and that's what an intellectual is.
So that is what an intellectual is.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because you're friends with another intellectual, lyrical intellectual, Mr. Jay-Z.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You and Jay-Z, y'all are really good friends.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. In between writing, 27 books.
Right.
How did you guys become friends?
That's a great point. There was a Kathy Hughes's outfit had like their 15th.
CEO of Radio 1, right?
Radio 1.
Yes.
And they had, I think it was the 15th anniversary celebration. So I was one of the hosts because I was on her network at that time. So I came out and I was spitting lyrics. God forgive me for my brash delivery, but I remember vividly what these streets did to me. Imagine me allowing you to nitpick at me, betray me like a pickaninny. So I'm up there just spitting, and I look down there, I'm spitting Jay's lyrics, and he's there like, and I think Solange was there. It was like amazing. So afterward, you know, we talked a little bit, and he says, you know, give me his numbers, and let's talk, let's build. And we've been talking and building and exchanging information. And look, I'm silly sometimes. I'll come up with some lyrics and send to him, and I was like, I must be out of my mind. But at the same time, when he likes it, he'll go, bars, you know.
That's what he does, is bars.
And Jay-Z, right.
So I heard, that was cool. Now, I heard that Jay-Z even gave you some fashion advice recently.
He did. Look, I was about to preach in Chicago at Trinity United Church of Christ, and just right before the convention.
Right.
So I said, who's texting me? I'm trying to get up in the pulpit. And he said, bring back the glasses. And, and I said, who is this? He says, I imagine that's how people feel about my hair. Ha, 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 ha. And later on, you know, I brought him back, and he saw me on television. He said, now you got your swag back, and I understand what it is. So, see, now in my mind, I'm imagining, well, he must have had a conversation with Beyonce. And Beyonce and Jay agreed, tell Dyson to put the glasses back on. So that's what I did.
All right, so I want to see, take off your glasses. Let me see how you look without your glasses. Okay, all right, Jay-Z, I like Michael without the glasses. Now, if he'd have put Beyonce on the phone, I think she would have said, I like Michael without the glasses.
Well, you know, too. I mean, what Beyonce say would trump everybody.
Okay. Now, I know your new book, I was reading it, and it's a really, really great book, but not only that, is needed. And it's Represent: The Unfinished Fight for the Vote. Now, why was it important for you to write this book at this time?
Well, I think, you know, people always say, well, this is the most important election of our lifetimes. And it actually is. And I think this one is. There are people out here fighting for our ability to enjoy democracy or not to enjoy it. So I think that all people should know what the history of America is. You know, the founding fathers didn't want everybody voting. Right. They didn't want women voting. They didn't want enslaved people voting. They didn't want poor white people voting who didn't have property. So only about 6% of American citizens could vote at the beginning of this nation. So we had to fight for this. This is an unfinished fight. fight. Not only African-American people, poor white people, people who were indigenous people, and the like. So I wanted to write a book, me and my co-author, Mark Favreau, to really talk about the struggle for voting here, why it's important for us to vote, and not take it for granted.
Okay, thank you. You write about the importance of voting, but I got to tell you, not everybody exercises that right, especially young people today. Young people are out there. I think they're disillusioned with the voting process. But, they want to make these TikToks, but every 30 seconds, and they feel like a lot of young people feel like I'm just going to sit it out. So why is it so important for people to vote?
I'm glad you raised that because a lot of people don't understand that. And I tell young people, when you have that attitude, the people who don't want democracy have already won because they're occupying your brain. They're making you feel that there's nothing at stake for you to vote. But if they get you on the sideline, they can really come in with their agenda, sweep it on in, and you up here still complaining about, oh, my vote didn't matter. Young people say, well, I voted, but I didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I said, bro, this is a long-term battle right here. You vote one time, you got to keep voting and keep voting because people's lives are at stake.
And I love what you said in the book about women, because women just got the right to vote not very long ago.
Oh, not too
Why
long
is it
ago.
important for women to even, get out there and vote?
I mean, you got to get out there and vote because, first of all, women run the world. Let's just be real, right? That's just right, I mean, the reason that the first woman president might come into existence is because we have people like Sherri who are creating the opportunities for people to say, you know what, here's a brilliant young black woman who's doing her thing, and if she's doing her thing and I can dig her, then I want to move forward and maybe hire somebody who can run this country. So I would never tell people who to vote for. May the best woman win.
May the best woman win. Michael Eric Dyson, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
You got to
me.
come back and spit some rhymes. I love it.
I'm gonna do that. And look, my jacket, my George Strait jacket, I'm a big country music fan too.
So you got to spit some country lyrics when you come back.
He stopped loving her today.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time.